Are you as smart as a sixth grader? Well, we are going to see. Uh, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to post a sixth grade mathematical problem involving fractions and arithmetic. Doesn't require the knowledge of algebra, geometry, or calculus. Very basic sixth grade mathematical problem. I will post a solution. This video does contain the solution as well, but I would encourage you to try the problem on your own and see if you can solve it. Now, in case you don't get to solve it, I hope you do, you feel free to take a look at my solution. Now, after you're through with the solution, and let's say you understand the question, then go ahead, try the other two problems that are in the last part of this video. So I'm going to post two more problems, two more parallel problems. So I'm going to see if you want to try those and see if you can solve them. Ideally on your own, and if that doesn't really work out, you can take a look at my solution. So let's read the question. This season, the school basketball team played 3/7 of its games at night and 4/7 of its games during the day. The team won 3/4 of its games, night games, and 7/18 of its total games. What fraction of the day games did the team win? Seems like I don't know how to read, but let's read it once again. This season, the school basketball team played 3/7 of its games at night and 4/7 of its games during the day. The team won 3/4 of its night games and 7/18 of its total games. What fraction of the day games did the team win? Assume there were no draws. Essentially, well, you really want to pause the video and write down the question and try it on your own. But I'm going to move on and try to explain the solution. What's going on here is we have a team that played 3/7 of its games at night and 4/7 of the games during the day, and some of the night games were won and some of the night games were lost. Some of the day games were won, some of the day games were lost, and we know the team won 3/4 of the night games and a total of 7/18 of the total games. So based on these four fractions and what's given, we need to find out what fraction of the day games did the team win. So let's erase all that and look at a solution. Here is the question once again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to assume the team played a large number of games, and that large number will depend on the product of 7 and 7 and 4 and 18. So I'm going to multiply 7 by 7 and the product by 4 and that product by 18. I'm going to multiply these four numbers and get a large number, and I'm going to assume the team played this many games, and this number turns out to be 3,528. Now, this is an overkill. I don't have to use such a large number. I could have gotten by with 7 times the LCM of 4 and 18, but I like large numbers, so I'm going to stick to this. So let's erase all that. I'm going to assume the team played 3,528 games, and I also know one more thing. The team won 7/18 of all the games it played. So let's find out what's the total number of games they won. Well, if the team won 7/18 of 3,528, the team must have won 1,372 games. And I need to hang on to that. All right. We also know some of these games were played during the day, some of these games were played during the night. So I'm going to start with the total number of games the team played, which is 3,528. Oops, let's erase that. Don't want that. It goes here. Now, some of these games were played during the night, some of these games were played during the day. Let's take a look at that. According to the question, 3/7 of the total games were played at night. So I took 3/7, multiplied it by 3,528, I get 1,512. So 1,512 games were played during the night, and 4/7 of the games were played during the day. So I essentially do the same thing, and I get 4/7 times 3,528. that would actually give you 2016. But what I did here, I subtracted the two numbers. This is the total number of games they played. This is the total number of games they played at night. If you subtract the two, you're going to get the total number of games they played during the day. You could have multiplied this number, 3,528, by 4 sevens. You would get the exact same thing. It doesn't matter how you get it. Now what I'm going to do is I need to know how many of the night games they won and how many of the day games they won. Well, I do know one thing. I do know that they won 3/4 of the night games. So let's use that. So if they won 3/4 of 1,512, they must have won 1,134 games during the night. And if the team won a total of 1,372 games and the team won 1,134 games at night, if you subtract these two numbers, that'll give you the total number of games the team won during the day. That's how I get the total number of games the team won during the day. 1,134 subtracted from 1,372, and I get 238. I don't need to know how many games they lost at night, how many games they lost during the day, but let's find it out. Doesn't matter. Someday we might need it, right? Okay, so the team lost 378 games at night. I just subtracted 1,134 from 1,512, and the team lost 1,778 games during the day. I subtracted 232 from 2016. Not that I need these, so let's cross them out. I did it just for fun. I don't need them. All right. So let's erase all the marks. So what are we really looking for? We want to know what part of the day games were won. Well, they played this many day games and they won this many day games. So my answer should be 238 divided by 2016. So I take 238 divided by 2016. I reduce it. I get 17 over 144. So this is the fraction of the day games the team won. And that's my solution. All right, I'm going to give you two more problems to try on your own. Here they are. I don't believe I have to read it. You probably want to write it down and try it. Okay, I'm going to move to the next problem, number 2. If you think I'm going too fast for you, pause the video and write down your question. Here is the next problem. Same problem with different fractions.